Hi, this is Chris from the Inquirer, and we're going to take a few minutes to look at the new HTC Titan. So this is HTC's kind of new flagship Windows phone. It's running on Windows Phone 7.5 Mango, which is the latest version. It retails for about £480, and that's on a SIM-free basis. As you can see, it's got quite a large screen. That's 4.7 inches diagonal. It's got 480 by 800 resolution, and the device is 9.9 millimeters thick. So it's not too bad on the thickness side. That's nice and thin. It's 160 grams, so it is quite weighty, but obviously that's mostly due to the size of the screen. Inside, it's got a 1.5 gigahertz processor, 16 gig of internal storage, 512 megabytes of RAM. Around the back here, we've got an 8 megapixel camera with dual LED flash. Around the front is a 1.3 megapixel camera up the top there for your webcam video conferencing type situations, and it's got a 1600 milliamp battery for battery life. And yeah, it's a fairly nice phone we've found. It's got nice. It feels nice and premium finish. It's not as kind of shiny as some of the other HTC phones, but it has got a nice finish, and it's nice to hold. It is obviously extremely large, and the large screen is one of the benefits, but it's also one of the downsides for us. So I mean, for certain things like web browsing and just going around the phone, you've got a lot of real estate, and it is nice to be able to see a lot on the screen in one go, but it does just generally for us make the phone a bit too big for day-to-day usage. We kind of prefer something a bit smaller in our pockets, a bit lighter. So yeah, I mean, and another thing is that Windows Phone, the Mango edition, is the same across all Windows phones. So you're really choosing the phone on its hardware. So if you do want a really big screen like this, so that you can play games and browse the web, then it's going to be a good option. Otherwise, you probably want to go for something a bit smaller. Obviously, we've got the Windows Phone interface with all the tiles, and some of them update live, so the messaging and the Hotmail tell you how many messages or emails you've got at any one time. The interface is really smooth. The performance of the phone we found to be perfectly fine. Nothing hasn't struggled in any way with the 1.5 gigahertz processor. It's generally capable of doing all your day-to-day tasks, and the conversations are nicely displayed in the speech bubbles. The keyboard's been fairly easy to use. I mean, obviously on this phone the keyboard's nice and big. It's a bit of a stretch to use it with one hand, just because of the size of the phone, but if you turn it landscape and use two hands, we found that to be quite good. The web browser is good. Like I said, it's mostly good because of the screen size, so you can get up the desktop versions of web pages instead of looking at the mobile version. And as you can see, this is the Inquirer website, and you can read it quite easily, and obviously if you zoom in you get nice large text, and found that it loads pages fine, and yeah, it's a decent system. The camera on this phone is also one of the best things about it. On the top there we've got a dedicated camera button alongside the volume button. If you tap that, it'll take you straight to the camera app. In general, it takes really decent clear pictures that are sharp in different conditions, and also video's good. I think it can shoot video in 720p, so possibly not quite as good as some of the other phones like the iPhone 4S at the moment, but we found that it's pretty good. And that's the HTC Titan.